Hello and welcome to the Merino Custom Works channel. In this video I'll be starting a project to install a water meter box, a mailbox, and a faucet inside a stone wall. This video is a bit lengthy and on the vloggy side, so feel free to skip parts. Okay, so I'm back out here at the Funda house I'm working on, and yesterday I was working on the water connection, and the blue pipe here we knew was there. That's connected to the house, but we did not see this city pipe here. That's a blessing, because we had thought that the city was going to have to run a pipe from there to here and then up to a box. Yeah, so it was super fortunate. So what they wanted me to do is build a cinder block wall and put the pipes in there through a plastic resin box and make the water meter inside there. However, I don't like the way the cinder block looks, and we have all this natural stone here. I think it'll look a little tacky. So what I'm doing is rounding out this wall and making that kind of a half wall. I'll put the water box here, and then I'll put the mailbox here. I kind of just placed these rocks here that I found around the yard. And what I'll do is make sure the foundation is good, put some mortar underneath them in between. But before I do that, make sure the pipe is in the right place so that I don't have to do any drilling or anything crazy like that. So that's the project. Get the water box, get the water connection created, and go from there. Okay, so previously I had placed these blocks here, and this is kind of how I think it'll fit the best, but I do need to shape them a little bit. So what I'm going to do is use this sledge. Now there are better rock tools than this, but this is what I have, and this is the only project I have with the rock, so I'm just going to make do with what I have. I'm investing in a bunch of tools right now. So let me get my gloves on and get to work. Okay, so gloves, eye protection, and my hammer here, sledgehammer. So I kind of want to round this corner and then make it as straight as possible here. I mean, typically you would put up a line and make sure your line is completely straight, but these rocks are so natural and oddly shaped that I don't think that's going to do me any good. The best thing to do is just try to make it match kind of with what I have here and make a nice shape. And then I will level this with mortar once I get to the point where I'm going to put the box, and then also a mailbox right next to it. So mailbox, water box, and then I'm going to have a spigot here, like a faucet, to come out to use the water. Anyway, so just let's see what we can do. Okay, so now I've kind of got this going a little bit. More needs to be done, but I'm going to take these rocks off and then wash them off, because there's a lot of algae and other things on there, and I want the mortar to stick really well. So I'm going to scrub it a bit with a wire brush, and then wash it off with some water, and then start to put the mortar base down, stick the rocks down, and then build the wall up to about right here. I'm looking at. Okay, so while it was raining for a bit, I rounded up some more stones. These are quite heavy, so what I did was roll most of them. Luckily, the stones are uphill some, so I kind of categorized them by their size. So these are large ones, these are kind of medium, and then I have some small wedges out back which help pin them in place. And I think some of these are actually better than what I had already, so I may replace some of these and make it a little bit more horizontal and straight. The sun came back out for a while, now it's cloudy again. Guess we're gonna have some changing weather today. So I took this stone out here. I wasn't really happy with the way that was sitting. I found this stone here which I like the shape of it better for the contour, and also because it's super flat and would provide a good foundation. You kind of want something that's nice and flat for the first row. I'm just going to roll this guy in place. See how it looks. That kind of gives a nice curve back into the land. I like that. Not really liking this rock either, so switch them up. This is what I'm finding in some of these stones that I'm using for the new wall. I don't know what this was, but it was some kind of formation that came around this way. Maybe it was an outhouse or something back in the day. This house was built in 1952, this stone house. So anyway, I'm looking for a few more pieces that can fill in the top sections. And I think this guy looks good. Maybe a couple others. The good thing is that this is downhill. I can roll it downhill and then down around the corner. So let's check this guy here. It's already loose. And it looks like it has a nice square edge. Some of them have mortar on them, and I'm just hammering that off. That looks like a good one. Good shape, maybe a corner. These are good to keep. This is kind of a mid-sized piece. I went and got a couple of tools to try to help pry this rock out. First is a flat bar. I don't know if this will help. Next is a hoe. Let's see if this can give me leverage. I don't want to break my stick. Start on some concrete work, mortar work. I keep saying concrete, but I guess I need to explain. Cement mixed with water is cement, sand, and water. is mortar, and cement, sand, water, and rock is concrete. I'm using mortar. You can use concrete for the base of the wall, and then use mortar on top. But I'm just using mortar for everything. So if I say concrete, I mean mortar. And I'm sorry for that. I always mix up the words. I was thinking maybe I shouldn't leave out the fun part, which is rolling these rocks down the hill, so you can see how much energy I'm not exerting by moving these stones. See you later. Okay. It's also downhill around the corner. I just have to make sure I don't hit my car with these things. One extra step I'm taking is to kind of clean up this rock where this wall is going to attach to. It's not ideal to have a straight line like that, either for looks or for strength. So maybe I can chip away at some of this mortar and slip in some pieces and put some fresh repoint this mortar there. But yeah, so I'm just kind of cleaning this up a bit. I may chip away at it too, but I don't want all this algae and dirt and everything there. So I want to get a strong bond with the mortar as best as possible. See, I said it correct. All right. A pressure washer would be ideal, but I don't have the water connection, so I can't. That's the whole reason for getting the water. So I can pressure wash the roof and finish up there first, and then seal the rest of the house. So I think this is good for now. I'm going to just wash this off. I might chip some pieces off, clean it up some, try to get the best bond I can with the new concrete and stone, and go from there. Okay, I'm going to mix up some mortar and show you how I do that. Yesterday I cleaned up some sand, so I have that there. The cement I keep in a plastic bag, because on this island, if you don't do that, it doesn't matter where you put it. After about a month or so, you'll just have a block of cement. So if you're going to store it for any amount of time, plastic bag's the way to go for that. Or if you have a pallet of it, put it on shrink wrap or something like that. Yes, I know this is a garden trowel, but I like it because it fits in the groove of the bucket. And I'm just using a bucket because I don't have a whole lot to do. I'm going to count out the sand first. And I usually do a stronger mix, 2-to-1 cement to sand. You can go up to 4-to-1, but to me it just seems too weak and too porous. So I'm going to use about a 2-to-1 mix. So this is 1, 3, or you can count in Portuguese. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. So it's 20. It's going to be quite a lot to try to mix up in a bucket, but whatever. I'm going to wipe this clean so I don't get the bag of cement moisture in there. Dois, três, quatro, cinco, seis, sete, oito, 9, 10. There you go. Oof, it's going to take a while to mix up. It's kind of a lot. Probably should have done half that to get started, but this, what I'm doing is going to take that whole batch, so I just want to mix it. Then you want to put in some water. This is going to be hard to mix like this. You might want to do less if you're doing out of a bucket. The better way to go is to do a wheelbarrow. I don't have one handy, so I'm just using water. And I'm going to eyeball it until I get the right mix. That might have been too much water. I hope not. Let's see. Yeah, it's mixed good, just a little soupier than what I'd like, so I'm going to add a little bit more. Keep going. If you have too much water, it's going to be, what'll happen is your thing will crack. You can follow the bag instructions for how much water to put in there. If you use your pants for a towel, always use the front. So if you sit in your car or truck after, you don't get cement on your seat. Same with paint. Now it's getting a bit thicker, so harder to turn, harder to mix. And this is going to be right. So we're looking at this, just right. As you're working, you're going to have to keep stirring the cement. I have my cement trowel now, which is kind of rounded tip there and medium size. There's some bigger ones, some smaller ones. This one is good for what I'm doing. I'm going to take out some of these rocks here. This is my water pipe that's going to come out here, come up, create a faucet, and then go back in. So I don't want to cover too far down, or too far up. I'm sorry, too far up, so I can attach my pipe there. You want to kind of shake it down so that it gets in there good.
ali é sua?
Sim, e também.
Ok. Minhas vacas, o dono antigo disse para minhas vacas comerem a comida e eu roço a terra.
Sim.
Você quer que eu continue?
Sim, sim. Não,
Ok, não há esse problema? Ok.
Keep the
Yeah,
the grass.
yeah, ok. A relva
Como
está
se diz,
sempre.
grass.
Erva. Ok. Depois no verão eu com o trator, depois eu roço as graminhas.
Este tempo não é importante para agora.
Sim.
Mas
Pedra. Ok.
pedra com
cimento. Yeah, para ficar forte.
Mais ou menos este.
Ok.
Para caixa de correios e caixa de água.
Ok. E a luz? A luz é assim.
A luz?
Eletricidade? Não?
Não agora.
Não agora.
Mais tarde.
Ok.
Água primeiro.
Ok. Ok.
O nome?
José.
José?
José.
Rick.
Ok.
Como Ricardo? Rick.
Americano?
Sim, de Estados Unidos, Florida.
Flórida?
Sim.
Eu tinha um tio na Flórida. Eu tenho 9 tios lá fora.
Sim? Ok, tudo bem.
Ok.
José.
Bye, see ya.
We've got most of the cement backfilled in here and created this level. There are some cracks that don't have any mortar, or seem like they don't. They have some up underneath there. But I'm going to come back and repoint those and fill those in afterward and clean everything up. Right now I'm working on this pipe, making sure that the pipe connection here is going to be in the right spot. So this is exactly where I want it. It lines up with the pipe that goes down, that goes into the house. So as I mentioned before, this pipe is going to come out some, have an elbow come up. So the city water will come this way. The water valve will have a turnoff on the bottom of it so that if anything ever happens to the house, I could turn that switch, no water goes into the house, but I can still use the faucet for things that I might need. I'm just kind of filling this in with concrete, with mortar. Like I said, yeah, it's a work in progress. Okay, that's it. I'll leave that set. It's got a channel for the pipe. All right, I finished touching everything up. I took the pipe out of there. Now that I have the channel, I'm going to, where I have been sponging a little bit around the joints, and I will use a rag to touch up, and if I see any spots on the stone, I'll wash it off to make all the lines nice and neat. First I use a sponge, and then I'm coming back with this rag. The rag kind of, it cleans a little bit better, I think. Okay, so after I finished up yesterday, the camera, or the city, they came out and installed this, which is not what I want. I was trying to think of a way if I could work it out to where that actually works, but I can't think of anything at this time. So what I'm going to do is continue on with my plan. I'll cut this pipe here, have it come out, and put a faucet there. And then for the time being, back to here. So I'm measuring these pipes so that I can do a direct connection here, straight to my blue pipe to the faucet out here. And then I can at least do another layer of block or stone and continue on with the plan. A little bit of rework, no problem. Okay, so I'm inside the house now, and I was checking all of the valves, and 2 of them were leaking. So the city had turned the water on to test, I guess, and there's now water on the floor. Not too much, not too big of a deal. So I am replacing each of these valves, and I just so happen to have these in the house already. It's not, I think 1/2 to 1/2 size is the best, but this is 3/8. I think a lot of the modern sinks are going to be 3/8. So I'm changing these out to 3/8. This is where the sink is going to go. Over here is the water heater, and that was the incoming valve was leaking. The outbound is not connected, so no worries there. Anyway, so all I'm doing is I've rolled some Teflon on here, and then I'm going to put this in here, tighten it up, make sure it's off, and then go test the water again. Just hand tighten it all the way in there, and then give it one crank with the crescent wrench. I don't really care which way they're facing. I'll probably have to take them out again anyway. Hopefully that does it. And sideways is off. We're off there. This guy's new. This one was off. So I'm going to go test it out. I went and turned the water back on, and I'm checking for leaks now. I don't see in here. I don't think. It was streaming down. The valve that was in there was just, it was an old one, so I thought it was operational, but it wasn't. It was just put in there without Teflon, just like sitting in there. So obviously it was going to leak. That one looks good. And I think we're good here too. So that's nice. I'm going to cut off the water for now anyway. But that's a relief. We got water in the house and no leaks at the time. So we have now a setup to use water outside. I don't care about the water in the house. It was nice to test it all out and fix all the leaks, but now I've cut this off and I just have this spout coming out for water so I can mix concrete, finish this wall, put the box up, and then have them reinstall it. So hope you like the bamboo setup. Okay guys, back at home. I am going to experiment with this blue pipe here and see if I can put on a joint successfully. This is going to be for the water pipe coming into the house. I'm going to put an elbow joint on here and test out my new machine here before I bring it out into the field and have to start using it there. Out there at the house, there's no electricity, so I'll probably have to run a generator and try it out that way. But anyway, first I want to see if it works and how it works. I've never used this type of pipe before. It's PPR pipe and it has to be melted together with the joints. So something new for me coming from the US. We don't have that, or maybe we do, and it's just not that common, but usually we have PVC and a CPVC, a couple different types of that, but not this melting and joining stuff. So anyway, I guess learn with me and we'll try it out. The first step is to go ahead and attach the size that I need, which is going to be 20 millimeter is the pipe that I have. So one side, one side is going to go here and then screw into this over here. this Allen key that comes with it. This particular gun has two different sizes if you want to use two at one time. So I'm going to plug it in and let it heat up. And apparently it has a red light, green light, so when it's red, it's ready to go. (220 to 250 Celsius is where you want to be. Okay, I see some smoke coming from here. I'm assuming it's going to be hot enough. Okay, the green light just went off, and now the red light's on. First, you want to make sure when you cut this, you have a clean cut, and you use the clamping tool that cuts pipes, not a hacksaw. If you use a hacksaw, just make sure you sand off the burrs and make sure it's a clean cut. So I have my 90 degree, which is going to go onto the existing pipe when I get there. And this pipe, as you can see, it doesn't fit in there yet because it needs to melt first. So I'm going to put the this tube in the wider side, and then the 90 degree on the smaller side here. And it should just push together, melt together. You want to push it all the way in or all the way on. You'll see a little ring develop as it's melting it. I have my helper here. I guess I'm doing a good job, so she doesn't need to really supervise too much. Okay, I think that's it. Now I'm just going to join them together while they're hot. All the way in there as far as I can go. Apparently, that's all there is to it. Nice clean seal. And if you cut this, it's going to be solid. Just melt it all together. Okay, while I'm waiting on things at the other place, I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes for this water box. The guy at the city wanted me to, he made a circle here. This is about where he wants the hole from the pipe coming in. And he said to put the pipe going out there, but it's going to be easier for me if I put it on this side. So when we have our wall, it's going to set like this. Have the pipe coming across from the city and then connecting to my pipe going to the house. So let's try this drill bit out. I have a drill bit that has a pilot and then a perfect circle, and it's about the size that you want it as well. So I'm going to eyeball kind of where it goes, and then I'm going to measure the other side so that it's exactly even. It's off camera. Like that. All the way through, perfect. I'm going to measure the height and the width here, and then do the same hole on the other side. So the pipe just runs straight across. The meter will be in the middle, shut off valve over here somewhere, and my pipe coming out. That's it. Here you can see I added the second row of stone and embedded mortar, and then I went ahead and placed the box up there and leveled it off, forward and backward. And there's quite a slope here, so it kind of looks awkward when you're working on it, but when you stand back, you can see it's level. So the next step is to call the city back out, have them do their connection, and then I'll finish off my pipe work, and then I'll do the stone around the pipes that are done. This is my setup here. I have a generator so that I can use my heat gun to melt some pipe and put some fixtures on. And I have to do this in place, so I want it close by. So that's why everything's on top of each other. I've already put this pipe through and melted it there. Here, as you can see, I'm getting ready to melt the first pipe fixture onto the blue pipe, which is going to be for the faucet, threaded part. And I have to hold this for 8 seconds, and that's what the instruction booklet says for a 25 millimeter pipe. It varies based on the size of the pipe. Once that's done, I'll push that on there and let it cool down and seal. Now that's ready for the faucet to go on there. Teflon around the threads, and then twisted it on there and used 2 wrenches to kind of make sure that was tight and leak free. Next is the bottom pipe that's coming up. So there's an elbow that comes up and meets the bottom of that faucet. Okay, so this is the pipe that joins the faucet down to where the pipe actually goes down underneath the ground and into the house. And there's a shutoff valve on the faucet so that you can shut off the water to the house but still have water to your faucet. I'm cutting the pipe to size here. And you have to do this in a specific order because you're dealing with thread. So you want to put the threaded part on first and then do your melted, sealed parts last. So this is the threaded part. I'm going to put Teflon tape on the bottom section of the faucet and screw that on tight. I'm checking to make sure the seal is solid. First I'm hand tightening, and then I'll grab a crescent wrench and vice grips because the plastic part, the coupling on there doesn't have anything to grab onto for a crescent wrench, so I have to use a vice grip. Now for the last part, I'm heating up the pipe to the elbow that gets going underground. So this is the last part right here. This is a smaller pipe. It's only 20 millimeters, so it's only a 5-second hold. And that's it. So this is a temporary connection. The next step will be to cut that pipe and connect it in through the box. Now that I've checked the pipe and looks like it's dry, leak-free, I put this stone back in place with some mortar underneath it. And now I'm trying to fit this piece here or something. I don't know if that'll fit. I'm running out of rock, so I'm trying to make whatever I have left work. This rock is somewhat porous, so it's pretty easy to chip away. Volcanic stone. make that work. Maybe another one right here. Wrapping it up here for today, I buried the pipe in some cement so I can lock it in place. So when they come out, it's aligned straight up and down. My next step is to clean up with this with the sponge and rag, get all the stuff off the cement off the pipes, and try to like smooth it out, make it look nice. So I have a sponge for that. And try to get all the water out as much as I can. And just go over it, blend it all in. I intentionally left this indentation right here so the faucet doesn't stick out too far as you're walking up and catch your leg or pant leg or something. So it's kind of like a natural indentation in the curve of the wall, and I think that'll work out perfect. This rock kind of helped out with that, and then I just went with it. And I think up here maybe I can start to curve it back out some so it lines up. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I want to keep this curve nice and neat. I have a rock to go here and kind of bridge this gap. Trying to get the concrete off the stone as much as possible. Just looks better. I wait for this to set up about maybe like an hour or even 2 before I sponge it, and that way it's kind of set in there a little bit and you're just kind of smoothing it out. If you do this too early, then you end up taking out a lot of the concrete, and sometimes you make it too wet and it will sag on you. Okay, looking good. I think I'm done until they come out and mess with the water. I'll be anxious to finish off and put the mailbox in and be done with this project and moving on to something else. Thanks, take care. Thank you for staying until the end. The next video is going to be a sequel to this, where I'm going to finish off the box and the mailbox, which is on order through Amazon. It'll take a couple of weeks. So look for that video. Thank you.